My name's Alex Powers, and I'm going to talk about the transitional plan in IEPs today. So, a transitional plan is when a student goes from a public high school into the next stage of life. And what that can look like is a student can go to a couple different options. They can take a time off from school where they can work full time, part time, to where they get settled. They can go directly into the workforce, which is I'm not taking a gap year in my education. I'm not doing a gap year. Just going to go to work as a some kind of full time work with benefits so they can get into life. Another option is trade school, where they can go to a trade school and get their education. The next option is a community college level with the possibility of transferring into a 4 year school or going from a 2 year into a career path educational plan or going directly to a 4 year university. Now, when we work on transitions, we work on it with the family in mind in high school and with the student, with the idea to help put them on a path. And when it comes to the education or who's in direct care, it comes down to different parts of the transitional plan. So the transitional plan breaks down into what they're going to do, who is going to be in charge of the transition. Sometimes it's an organization, sometimes it's the parent, or if the student is capable, they manage their own transition. What duties will be recognized in the transition, who will be informed of the transitional plan itself, what tasks will be up to day, feedback if necessary, the official who officially takes over the transition. Hopefully, eventually the student takes that over. But again, there's different parts. We break down in my district currently. We break down the transition from again educational, academic goals, life skills, workforce skills, and other independent skills that I might need. Um, so when we look at a student, we want to make sure that they can live on their own, they can keep with the finances, they can keep stable work, and they understand day to day life, such as chores, cleaning, cooking, other things. So when we're looking at this student for class named Alex, um, he struggles with communication and oral skills, um, mostly reading and writing. So when we look at that, we understand that we can't put him in a heavy written environment because he would just not be successful. So we want to look at where he can be successful. And Alex is very successful and maintains a B average in mathematics. Is currently working part time at a data entry. So where he's doing analytics, and he likes that. Only problem is he struggles with communication. So when we look at that struggle with communication, he has fear of his boss. Well, that might be because of his disability. So we have to look into how can we effectively break that mold for him going forward. So when I look at this, I would state to mom that there's an organization that looks like they have some aftercare high school plans, getting her in touch with that and helping her with the maintaining Alex's goals and transition plan. Perfect scenario. We would pass that on to them. We would send them the IEP. We would get the information. We would get the release form. That's what I would plan on doing with this student is get in contact with them, have them help with the work studies, continuing that after school because again, his data entry we need to keep that up. He loves it. He can go many places with it, and right now there's a lot of careers that have data entry from home, which is a good environment because he doesn't have to socialize. Only problem is the oral communication, but maybe mom can step in and cover that and help Alex do and train him, especially with his organization. So as far as that, that's what my plan would be to help him successfully be employed. Is reach out and see if his part time job can go to a full time job, or we can use that training to transition them into a data entry position, entry level, with no education. As far as the goals I would have for Alex, I would definitely first off have him writing formal emails and communication, practicing with his boss, making those goals so where he can do it on his own with that little to no errors, maybe 4 out of 5 grammatical errors identified, and slowly work that up to where he has no grammatical errors. Being able to write that would be a very good goal for him. Transitioning from a full part-time to a full-time position. Again, working him more, so slowly going, okay, if he's at 20 hours, let's make the goal. Can he work 30 hours a week and maintain a positive atmosphere? And then move it forward from there to where he can get up to 40 hours and we can transition him more into a full time position. Another goal that I would reach out to him is having positive interactions with other people in the office space would be important for him. And data entry for that and managing that would be having 1 to 2 communications or positive interactions with his workforce companions. And that could be measured by, did Alex have a conversation with you? Straight email. No, he did not. And identify people that are in related fields with him or might have the same interests as him. That would help him along. So having that as a goal would be very, very good strategy. And again, we talked about the transition. I would definitely have mom work out with that local organization. Again, sometimes IEP managers in my district keep up with students a year to 2 years out. Now, we don't manage the IEP, but we check in with the family, make sure that they are on the right path. Sometimes, if they're in athletics and we know there's athletics, we bring them back as an assistant coach, hence my athletics shirt here. So, I've done that in the past. I've had work people come back and be my assistant throw coach in track or help me on special teams as far as football. And that's been very successful. Therefore, you keep up with them, you're keeping them active in the community, and they don't feel as lost. And the last thing is, hopefully, we can transition mom into completely having understanding of Alex and that she can take on the load with him. And again, still being in contact for him, the local resource being in contact for him. But that's how I would set Alex up for success.